Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Mild's Culture Plate. It is January 3rd, 2024. It is Wednesday, and it is almost 6 p.m. I went live a little early today because, oh my God, I have done way too much show prep. There are way too many things I want to talk about today. Hopefully, you folks are down with that. Hopefully you folks are along for the ride, because, another thing is, as I'm doing all this research, I'm noticing that, like, there's all these other live streams I wish I could be watching right now. A lot of interesting creators that I follow are, like, live right now. When I first started doing this show, there were hardly anyone that I followed that was doing this time this time of day, and now Luke Radowski's doing his own thing, and then right now over on Alex Stein, I guess, is going live right about now with this big calendar gate debate. In fact, as soon as I said right now, it went live. That's funny. But yeah, I will try to bring you folks at least a summary of the debate they're having. Quite frankly, I'm sick of covering it. So, there are lots of more important topics to cover today. Real quick, in my show notes, I've been mentioning on the last few streams that I've been thinking about making Saturday a 3-hour show and eliminating the Wednesday show altogether. But and to be honest, everything I just complained about would definitely lean to that being a nice solution. However, one of the things I'm worried about is, like, today I've got all these topics, and some of it might be really fucking old news by Saturday. So I'm hesitant. I'm still hesitant. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section of whichever video platform you're watching, whether it be Rumble, YouTube, or Facebook. We're live on all three right now, and you can find links to all three of those. If you're watching me on a platform and you just heard me say, well, hey, I'd rather watch him there, down in the description, and then of course above my head, but down in the description are links to all of my social media. You could find me on any of those platforms. Yeah. So what are we doing, folks? What are we doing? I'm going to start off a little lighthearted. Here is Vivek Ramaswamy. You folks have probably seen this video already if you're on the internet. This is Vivek Ramaswamy giving the media a piece of his mind when they ask him to denounce white supremacy.
I'm not going to recite some catechism for you. I'm against vicious racial discrimination in this country. So I'm not pledging allegiance to your new religion of modern wokeism, which actually fits the test. I'm not going to bend the knee to your religion. I'm sorry. I'm not asking you to bend the knee to mine, and I'm not going to bend the knee to yours. But do I condemn vicious racial discrimination? Yes, I do. Am I going to play your silly game of gotcha? No, I'm not. And frankly, this is why people have lost trust. And I know you're going to go print the headline tomorrow. I already know this. We already know how your game works. Vivek Ramaswamy refuses to condemn white supremacy because you asked a stupid question. The reality is, I condemn vicious racial discrimination in this country, but the kind of vicious and systematic racial discrimination we see today
that would include white supremacy.
Discrimination on the basis of race in a very different direction. You want to know what the best way is to end discrimination on the basis of race?
If that's you or me, that would include white supremacy.
Do that, and we're going to move
this country that's just
forward.
It.
And I don't care whether you're black or white or brown or anything in between. That's how we're going to...
Let me pause this. That's just it, though. See, the mainstream media is still going to report that he refused to denounce white supremacy. Why? Because he said systemic violent racism, right? And the media defines white supremacy as essentially anything. It could be speech. It could be It could be thoughts. It could be, you know, the posters that say it's okay to be white, right? You know, that's not violent. That's not systemic. Anyway.
Going to unite this country. You people have been responsible for dividing this country to a breaking point, creating a projection of national division.
The media's,
I meet people
it's
from the
the
south side of Chicago
fault.
to meetings like this one of every shade of melanin, multiple, from man to woman, doesn't make a difference, who are hungry for reviving unity in this country. And you, with your catechism that you try to get to politicians, to whatever fake headline you're going to print on the basis of this conversation tomorrow, that's what's dividing this country to a breaking point. Shame on you. Look people in the eye and tell them what you've actually failed to tell them for the last 5 years. Own the accountability for your own failures as the media. That's how we rebuild trust in this country. And until then, I don't have a lot of patience to play the games.
Okay, so that's that video. I'm going to bring that down real quick. One more show note. Okay, let's go back to this. Thank you. One more show note. This is a sober stream. Usually I start the show off by saying, every week I pour some whiskey. No, this is going to be a sober stream. I think I'm going to participate in the Sober January that a lot of live streamers are participating in. I think I'm going to participate in the Sober January. So at the beginning of February, I'll definitely start drinking again during the shows, but I think I'm going to participate in the Sober January. But that doesn't stop the chat from happening. If you want to chat, I know I usually welcome people in the chat. Welcome everybody who's watching. If you're out there, go ahead and say hi in the chat. I'll try to show you any important comments you have on screen. And I'll say cheers to you and welcome to you, but all I got's water today in an old, what's this, Church's Chicken Cup? Anyway, so cheers everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good having you here. All right, well, apparently all the other stuff going on is affecting some of my viewership here. Not having anybody say hi yet, but welcome anyway. Good to have you, whoever is out there. We're going to do it. We're going to do our one of our favorite segments here at Mild's Culture Plate. We're going to do Gender Crazy of the Week. Hopefully you guys like this segment because we have a few of them. We have 4 videos to play on the Gender Crazy of the Week segment this week. Let's bring it up. Okay.
Hi there. I'm Cody. Pronouns em, ers, or zem, zers, or really any neo-pronouns that aren't z, her. I am a white,
AKA, I hate my vagina.
Transmasculine, femme, non-binary, temporarily mostly able-bodied, neurodivergent, obsessive.
Wait a minute. Transmasculine femme. Wouldn't femme imply feminine? I'm confused. I'm really confused. Temporarily mostly able-bodied. Okay.
Compulsive, chronically ill, culturally Jewish, Unitarian Universalist, non-monogamous, demi-low romantic, gray demi-bisexual, survivor of acute and complex trauma, millennial.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so now we've already went through all the grayed out, gray demi-bisexual, I thought demi-low romantic, not unit, culturally Jewish, but Unitarian Universal. Ma'am, you appear to be the opposite of yourself in several of these. So non-binary, but yet transmasculine, but yet femme. So that's probably what the non-binary means, is that she's fluid, but she doesn't say fluid.
and cat parent.
Oh, cat parent. There. We found the important one, folks. We found the important title for this person. Oh, my Lord. Let's see. And then we have someone in the chat over on Rumble. Welcome, Demon's Wrath. Good seeing you out there. Cheers, brother. Very verbose way of saying compost. She's not done, folks. She's not done.
In mental health recovery.
In mental health recovery.
My identities are fluid and ever-changing.
Oh, there we go. Our identities are going to ask. Now she says fluid. I meant binaries. I meant binaries. Wait a minute. Wouldn't binary... Anyway. I don't like boundaries. Miss, you don't like boundaries, yet you just set like 30 of them in just how you want people to address you and view you. Zers, no. Okay. So that's the first pronoun. Let's see. Let's bring this down real quick. Come out of full screen. Here's yet another person. Now this one's just angry about pronouns. And let's see what this person's about.
A very serious question for those of you who keep missing my gender. When have you ever met a he, him who looks like this? Huh? She, her, yes. They, them, sure.
When have you ever met a he, him that looks like this? Yeah, earlier when I was at the liquor store, there was a weirdo out front. And, you know, here's the thing. This person walks up toward the camera back and forth. The previous woman needs boundaries because of the boundaries of a padded room. Yes. Yeah, you'll see when this person gets closer to the camera, you know, they've got whiskers. You know, there's definitely he, hims who look like you, sir.
He, him, who? And if you do know a he who hymns like this, power to him. But the he, hims I know.
He who hymns like this, power to him. Okay, well, again, David Bowie, Prince, Elton John, they went by he, him, her, or he, him, right? They all look dressed, you know, semi-femme, right? They've all worn some eyeshadow every once in a while.
No, never he, the way I she. So when I present you with she, they so kindly, could you not?
So kindly? You call this kindly?
He, him all over my sleigh.
Could you not he, him all over my sleigh? Thank you.
Thank you.
What are you, fucking, Santa Claus? You know, you got to show me your sleigh first. That's not sleigh. So again, we're still in the gender crazy of the week segment. Folks, have you ever... There we go. Cheers. We have another person over on Rumble. Welcome, Sanglant86. Michael Jackson's on TikTok. Who knew? Cheers. Again, sorry, no liquor tonight. No liquor for the month of January. Participating in Sober January. Anyway, have you ever been to a theater and had to use the bathroom? This person has.
Actively threw her out, manhandled her, left marks on.
Oh,
fuck the fucking Orpheum in Tampa, Florida, on Nebraska
Orpheum
Avenue.
Theater in Tampa,
They literally
Florida.
just tried to kick out me and my friends for being trans, and not even that. My friend is non.
Wait, are you trans? I can't tell with some of these people. Me and my friends for being trans. I guess you are. But anyway, we'll...
Binary, and tried to get into the women's bathroom, and they...
Wait, women's bathroom. That's not non-binary bathroom. It's it's women's bathroom. It said it on the door. It said it on the door. Women, not non-binary. You got to find that third bathroom.
They actively threw her out, manhandled her, left marks on her body, screamed in my
Oh, look at the earrings. The earrings say they, them in Gothic font. I just noticed that. Yeah, guess this person is trans.
face, and then told us that we needed to get out and that we were causing a scene and that they needed to keep order. This is ridiculous. Fuck the Orpheum. They're transphobic in Tampa, Florida. They don't care about trans people. Fuck the fucking Orpheum in Tampa.
Okay, so yeah, there we go. Shout out to the Orpheum in Tampa, Florida for not putting up with the crazy. For not putting up with the crazy. Okay, one last video in the Gender Crazy of the Week segment. Yes, Demon's Wrath. Good jokes in the chat. If you're not in the chat, folks, if you're watching this on demand later, you got to stop by here, 6 p.m. Central, Wednesdays and Saturdays. There's always funny shit going on in the chat. Demon's Wrath, they wouldn't let me predate on the women's bathroom. This is transphobia. Yes. Okay, so let's... And this is Gender Crazy of the Week, but this gets us back into the news a little bit. So here's a person in a men's bathroom in Canada. Person in a men's bathroom in Canada. Let's see. Oh, Canada now has tampons in men's washrooms. I guess this person's about to take one, right? Oh, he took all of them and dumped them right in the... Yeah, dumped them right in the trash. Welcome to Canada, folks. Welcome to Canada. Okay. So that was our Gender Crazy of the Week segment. Bring that down. We're going to keep right up with more Clown World bullshit because it's the beginning of January, folks. And even though it's been winter for a few weeks now, there's a certain season that starts at the beginning of January. Do you know what season that is, folks? It's Gym Thought season. It's Gym Thought season. And you already know what's going to happen in this video. Before I even bring it up on the screen, you know what's going to happen in this video. Because even though you may or may not have seen this exact video, you have seen this exact video over the past 2 years, all over Twitter, on my show, everywhere. Everyone's talking about people doing this. Ladies, if you're out there, never fucking do this. Leave your camera at home. Oh, look. A man looked at my ass while I was bent over with my pants up my crack, pointed right at him. Oh, the fucking horror. The fucking horror. Meanwhile, you're literally putting it on camera to show the whole world your ass. You know, again, I've been talking about this damn calendar thing, and the calendar thing now turned into the cake thing. Look, I like tits and ass. I'm a pervert, right? I just want you to be honest that you're a hoe. Right? Just be honest. Okay? I'm gonna bring this down. I want to bring something up here. Look. You see this? You can exercise in this. Now again, I don't know, the midriff, the tied off shirt, whatever. You can exercise in this. Now look, I love yoga pants. I love seeing women's butts. But if all you're going to do is put those things on and then complain that men are looking at your ass or your camel toe, may I suggest to you, sweatpants. Sweatpants exist. They're only $40 on, that big retailer. Ladies. Come on. You're better than this. You're better than this. Okay, so now let's get into food. People going crazy over food. Okay, let's bring this one up.
Okay, I can't make this up. I received the wrong order earlier. I received someone else's order, and basically it's a shit ton of food that I'm not going to eat. It's just me and the dog, okay? And then I reordered my order, okay? Then they send me my original order, but then they send me a gift card saying sorry, which is really sweet and stuff. Sorry, free pizza next time.
Okay, so
really
she got
sweet.
the wrong pizza plus someone else's 4 pizzas.
So it's like,
she called them back.
you gave me my new order.
They sent her in
and my old order,
a new pizza
and someone else's order,
plus her
when
old
it's just
pizza.
me and the dog. I don't know what to do with all this food.
I don't know what to do with all this food. Well, let's see here. Here's a good example of what you could do with all this food. I mean, literally. Take it downstairs, walk up to the sidewalk, and offer it to people. Go knock on your neighbor's door. Say, hey, I got this extra pizza. Do you want one? Is that gunfire I'm hearing in the background? Is this New York?
What is this? Free?
Yeah, free.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know how much milk I can take. This guy took me hold on. It's funny.
Yeah, man, I have kids. 7 kids.
See, somebody will take it. Somebody will take your food. Now, again, without being, overtly racist about that clip, because they did say white women. Okay, so folks, I've been advertising this stream on various channels, and I've been talking about faces in chocolate. Now, again, this is not a racial statement. I know down in the title it says something about blackface. No, that's Jimmy Kimmel. We'll get to that in a second. But in the news today, we have Florida woman files $5 million lawsuit against Hershey over faceless Reese's peanut butter pumpkins. And this is from Law and Crime. A Florida woman is waging a $5 million class action lawsuit against the Hershey's company for tricking customers with promise of a seasonally carved peanut butter cups, a problem she said is evident because YouTube reviewers posted videos of their disappointment. Plaintiff Cynthia Kelly filed a lawsuit Thursday on behalf of customers against the chocolate giant over a change in packaging for some of its themed candy. Kelly said the packaging, which showed the candy with facial and other features carved into the chocolate, was fraudulent and misleading. Reese's peanut butter pumpkins, for example, said Kelly have no carvings for the eyes and mouth despite packing indicating as much. Likewise, Kelly said the Reese's white ghosts are missing facial features. Missing facial features. Gosh dang. So do you see these images here on the screen, folks? So here's the package. You have a smiling pumpkin on the package, and then you open it up, and it looks like a turd. And then with the ghost, it's got the ghost giving a boo face, and then, yeah, it's just a white blob. Also problematic were peanut butter bats, which lacked eyes shown on the package, and peanut butter footballs, which lacked the promised laces and instead looks like eggs. Yes, that's because it's literally the Reese's Eggs prepackaged. I don't know. It looks like it might be slightly more football shaped than the eggs were, but still. Oh, I guess here's the old packaging that doesn't have the eyes and mouth. Kelly said she would not have purchased the Reese's Peanut Butter Pumpkins product if she knew that it did not have the detailed carvings of the mouth and or eyes pictured on the label. In her 21-page complaint, Kelly alleges violations of the Florida Deceptive and Unfair Trade Practices Act and asks the court to certify the case as a class action. The case was originally assigned to senior U.S. District Judge Charlene Edwards Honeywell, a Barack Obama appointee, but has now been assigned to a federal magistrate until the case progresses to the next phase. Sanglant says it's... Excuse me. She was tired of Florida man getting all the attention. My apologies, I didn't get the mute button before that sneeze. Oh, yep. You're actually right, Sanglant. Kelly's filing also comes exactly a year after a Long Island man, well, I guess it's Long Island, yeah, initiated another $5 million class action lawsuit against Hershey. In that case, Christopher Lazaro claimed that Hershey's special dark, mildly sweet chocolate Lily's Extra Chocolate 70% cocoa and extreme dark 85% cocoa all contain harmful levels of lead and cadmium that are not disclosed on the packaging. This case was voluntarily dismissed without prejudice and without fees or costs being assessed in February. And again, you can go to Law and Crime. They have links to the full complaint. So let me know. One's in the chat. Do you think Reese's packaging should look like turds, or should they give their little creatures here eyeballs? Anyway, speaking of turds and chocolate, we're gonna go to Jimmy Kimmel here. We're gonna go to the Jimmy Kimmel story here. So this all kind of started. Well, you know, we've had this for a couple weeks now. We've had this tease, this cock tease that. Demon's Wrath says Lily's chocolate is owned by Hershey. Shit, I didn't know that. Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what Lily's chocolate is. But anyway, so we've had this cock tease of the Epstein client lists being released, right? And allegedly they were supposed to be released today. I know the court literally just ended right before I went live, so I still hadn't seen them at the time I went live. So I mean, here, I guess I could take a moment to get on Twitter and just see. Nope, not seeing it. For some reason, Trump and Epstein is trending, but it's the same old bullshit. Anyway, so the Epstein list is what it is, you know, but earlier this week, Aaron Rodgers was on the Pat McAfee show. And, you know, these next couple segments are going to involve the Epstein list and involve these sports show hosts. Lily's chocolate is tied as a high-quality brand of chocolate in the same way Lindt and Ghirardelli is. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I just bought a bunch of Ghirardelli stuff on clearance at the drugstore. Anyway, so let's bring this up. Let's bring this video up. Wait. Okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm. Bring it up, Foxy or somebody back there.
Seats on it.
Bring up Super Bowl 58.
You'll see it.
The emblem. Put it on the screen. And then bring up 57 and 56.
This has something to do with the Epstein list that came out?
Feels like.
Okay, so he's talking about the conspiracy theory that the NFL is rigged because the colors of the Super Bowl logo from the past few Super Bowls are the same as the teams that played in those Super Bowls. But this is quickly moving toward the Epstein list now. Now, listen to what he's about to say.
supposed to be coming out soon. That's supposed to be coming out soon.
Look, this guy's been
There's a
waiting in
lot
his
of
wine
people-
cellar.
Yeah.
I've been waiting in my wine cellar for this thing.
He's literally in a wine
people,
cellar.
including Jimmy Kimmel, are really hoping that doesn't.
All right. All right. Obviously, a clip from this particular program was run on Jimmy Kimmel's show whenever Aaron brought up the list, and then Jimmy mocked him for it. Aaron has not forgotten about that, but here we are sitting right in front of that nice bottle of scotch. What do you say? I'm waiting to celebrate something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been waiting.
That's
for
the one.
He's been waiting for
Hey, I'll tell you what. If that list comes out, I definitely will be popping some sort of
Popping
bottle.
bottles.
Yeah, you've been calling for it for a few years now. Anyone else notice this? Oh.
My God.
Okay, so now they're talking about
wow.
the Super Bowl logo, but
They've known.
hang on, it's going to
They've known
shift,
for
and we're
years.
going to go back to talking about
Like
Jimmy
I'm saying,
Kimmel.
and make that 59 better be jet green. That's all I'm saying.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, unless it's Colts blue. Remember, we got Anthony Richardson coming.
Could
Yeah.
be Patriots blue might be there too.
I don't know.
Shoulders.
Team.
I do. I love shit. You just got right.
No,
This
they're
guy
back to
is
talking
phenomenal.
about the logo again. Anyway,
Bring it up.
Screw this. Anyway, so the reason, so we're gonna exit full screen here because Jimmy Kimmel responded to this exact video. Dear asshole, for the record, I have not met, flown with, visited, or had any contact whatsoever with Epstein, nor will you find my name on any list other than the clearly phony nonsense that soft-brained wackos like yourself can't seem to distinguish from reality. And here's the fun part. Your reckless words put my family in danger. Oh, Jimmy. Jimmy. Keep it up and we'll debate the facts further in court at Aaron Rodgers 12. Jimmy. So, you chocolate-faced weirdo. And I say chocolate-faced because you've done black-faced at least 2 times in your career. Just chit-chatting on a show. He didn't say you were a pedophile. He just said you might not want the list to come out. And it appears by your response that you really don't want the list to come out. And so we have this post here. Let's look at this. This post here from Liz Crokin on X. Jimmy Kimmel and his close relationship with Jeffrey Epstein's former chef. Jimmy Kimmel is close pals with Jeffrey Epstein's former chef Adam Perry Lang. Kimmel and Lang have taken trips together, spend holidays together, and Kimmel was the co-founder of Lang's restaurant, according to multiple reports. In 2019, Lang was handcuffed and placed in the back of a police vehicle after an 8-hour standoff while he was staying at a home in Hermosa Beach, California that Kimmel owns. Police arrested him for felony criminal threats for allegedly calling 911, saying he had explosives in the house and had assaulted his girlfriend with a rifle. Lang at the time said he was a victim of swatting, and the police disputed that. However, charges were later dropped. Lang said he was unaware of Epstein's depraved behavior. However, court records prove Lang often flew in the private jets to places including Florida, New Mexico, and the Virgin Islands, all known to be properties of the multimillionaire's sex trafficking ring. Furthermore, Epstein survivor Virginia Giuffre alleged that Lang often served food and drinks to the underage girls. Now, why could Lang possibly be more involved with darker activity tied to Epstein's ring? We learned from Podesta's emails that Hillary Clinton associates are involved in the spirit cooking. Okay, this is getting into other people. I want to talk about this, and so here we go. Here's Lang and Jimmy Kimmel together at the opening of their restaurant. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, look, you could deny your ties. You could deny your ties, but you get tied right back. And I want to take this moment because, again, now that he's threatened lawsuits, to say, look, I am reporting what other people say. I do not have the capability or the news crews to investigate these claims. I'm merely showing that these claims are out there. We do not make claims. There are no legal advice, no medical advice, or anything else on this program. And here's Pat McAfee giving a similar disclaimer the very next day on his show.
Whenever you're freewheeling and dealing in here, you know, and you're having conversations,
letting it fly.
They can certainly lead to some places that cause like international news and things like that. And whenever there's accusations made about people, that can lead to lawsuits. Now, listen, I've been in one before with Brett Favre. Now, how'd that case end? Well, it ended with me having to read a letter basically stating that I know nothing that anybody else doesn't know publicly already. That I'm not in the know for that whole thing. And then that was kind of disappeared, but that was a big thing for a long time. How did that come? Well, we just started making jokes about stuff. We started talking shit about stuff. And then in our show, I think that is a good part
This is
of what
very
we do,
smart of Pat
is we're
here.
able to kind of just roll with the punches. We're able to have a good time.
Because he's clearly separating the difference between opinion and news
around
here.
the sports world at all times.
He's not reporting the news.
Hell yeah. Unreal.
Wait till you hear about Luke Littler today.
Dog.
So we are very much in that world. So everybody that comes on the stage has to be able to like basically keep up with where we're headed. There's no there's no formal outline of what we're going to talk about, how we're going to talk about it. There's no A block, B block, C block. There's no scheduled conversations. There's no scheduled debates. There's no topics for you to think about before you get in there. There is just an opportunity to talk about damn near everything for 3.5 hours. And in doing so, the upside of that is some magic can come that you never knew was going to come.
Absolutely.
Good times can be had, laughs can be had, especially when you're rolling on like 2 hours of sleep like we were yesterday after the Rose Bowl. You can have a blast. And on the flip side, there could be some things that were certainly probably, I mean, we're going to have to hear from Aaron on that, meant to be shit talk joke that can then become something that is obviously a very serious allegation that then leads to a massive overnight story, one in which, put baby down, sleep, haven't seen her in a while, and boy. But I can see exactly why Jimmy Kimmel felt the way he felt, especially with his position. But I think Aaron was just trying to talk shit. Now, did it go too far? And a lot of people.
Did it go too far?
Jimmy Kimmel certainly said that was the case.
Okay.
We and I immediately upon it happening, trying to be like, ooh, you know. But that is Aaron and Jimmy. They've been
jousting a bit.
I don't know, you know? So, like, we obviously don't like the fact that we're associated with anything negative ever. We like our show to be an uplifting one, a happy one,
uplifting
a fun
one.
But it's because we talk shit and try to make light of everything. Some things, obviously,
We're
people get very
uplifting,
pissed
but
off
we
about,
talk
especially
shit,
when they're that
folks.
serious allegations.
I don't know if I
So we
buy this
apologize for being a
apology.
part of it. Can't wait to hear what Aaron has to say about it.
In fact, you know
Hopefully
what? I'm
those-
gonna shit can the rest of it. It's only another 15 seconds long. Fuck that. We're gonna move along now to a very similar story. A very similar story. So not only, you know, you got these sports guys. Why are they all talking to sports guys? I don't know. But you have on the Shannon Sharp show, you had Cat Williams bring up the Epstein list in reference to Chris Tucker.
Would you be willing to do another Friday?
Cube already asked me to write it. I was supposed to have been writing it. This is what these guys are mad about. Like,
ooh, the audio quality's horrible.
we lost some great people before this movie could come out regardless.
Right.
And so, yes, there desperately needs to be one. But we miss John Witherspoon in a way that can't really be quantified, if I'm being honest with you. And the Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker. Not Smokey.
Not Smokey, it's Epstein Chris Tucker.
If I didn't know no better, I'd tell you he's the greatest. I don't care what you say.
If I didn't know any better.
To be confident and not delusional is a real skill. Most of these confident people we see is really delusional.
Well, you don't think they asked Chris Tucker to come back in the second Friday? Smokey was all in Smokey. There ain't no Friday without Smokey.
We all agree to that, and there's no next Friday without Friday, and there's no Friday after next without
Nah,
Friday.
we talk about the road because you say that they don't.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Chris was allowed to make the decision. At the time that this is happening, Cat Williams is known for smoking weed. Willie Nelson is known for smoking weed.
Right.
Snoop's known for smoking weed, but none of us is really known except Willie. And I'm saying, Chris Tucker didn't want to be the poster child for smoking weed. He don't smoke weed like that.
Right.
He in the church. He Michael Jackson's best friend. Christmas. Michael Jackson called him Christmas. You ever met a man that gave you a little nickname like that?
No.
Me neither.
Okay, so there's some allegations there. And again, it's shit talking. So again, you know, if Chris Tucker, hopefully Chris Tucker doesn't want to throw threats at Cat Williams' direction. But, you know, it's all very interesting. It's all very interesting. And let's bring that down. Let me bring myself back up for a minute. Okay, so that's the Jimmy Kimmel stuff. And let me just say, yes, chant. If you see Jimmy Kimmel in public, don't threaten, don't harass, just chant tits, 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 and pussy, pussy, pussy. Anyway. Folks, this Epstein stuff has given me a lot of thought. A lot of thought. For one, I still don't believe we're going to actually see the damn list, right? They said they were going to hold 3 names off the list because Jane Doe 107 had requested a review based on, you know, feeling safe with her name out there, and it's a her. So we know it's a her, we know she's rich, we know it's powerful, and I've seen a lot of names being thrown around, like the names we saw that I accidentally was reading that post earlier. I'm not going to repeat those names just yet. But we know that there are very powerful women involved in this pedophilia movement. So powerful that you have this judge who has issued this ruling that these names must come out, that these predators cannot stay anonymous. And then it's like, well, wait a minute. For this person, yeah, we'll hold things up just a little bit. That's, again, that's not a republic, that's not a democracy, that's not any kind of representative government that would allow the predators to put that shit on hold after the shit has been known for 2-3 years now. This is ridiculous. And allegedly, they're supposed to have a ruling on that Jane Doe 107 by the 22nd. So we're supposed, you know, if everything goes the way it's supposed to go, the names should be out there today. The names should be out there today. You know, we've already had the flight logs, but this is the client list. And allegedly, the client list are just business associates of Jeffrey Epstein, so we can't even say they're all pedophiles. Demon's Wrath. We'll get there. But again, I'm not trying to get myself into a defamation lawsuit. But yeah, there are a lot of people where it's assumed they're going to be on the list. And all you got to do is type Epstein list into X, into the search engine in X, and you will see all kinds of claims being made about the Epstein list. I'm not making a single claim until these names get released. You know, there are definitely names on the flight log. There are definitely people who I think are really sus based on past behavior, things that they've tweeted, the fact that you have a few celebrities saying that they want to leave the country if the names are released. A lot of shady shit happening around this Epstein list. But you know, I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to defame anybody because I think calling somebody a pedophile is definitely one of the most important things you can do. And it's also definitely one of the most vicious things you could do to somebody. So we need to make sure we're correct about it. And then Demon's Wrath says, no pressure, mild. Everyone wants the list released. Yeah, Yeah, everyone does, including myself. But again, I'm holding out hope. I'm not holding my breath until it's there. And when it's there, you will see me tweet to the high heavens. I'm hoping that it's going to be the subject of my Saturday show this week, 6 p.m. Central, right here, wherever you're watching it. I will talk extensively about it if it comes out. It's supposed to be out right now. I was hoping that we'd be talking about it right now. But as of right now, I still haven't seen that it is out. I will keep my eye out and we'll get there. Sanglan86 says, Chelsea SP was the master. I'm assuming he means he's curious if he spelled her name right. Chelsea was the mastermind. There are definitely a lot of allegations about the former First Family, and I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not making those claims. Oh, folks. What are we going to do about all these pedophiles? I mean, look, even as we're talking about the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, we have this breaking from the Daily Mail here. High-end sex ring in Boston and D.C. areas was honeypot scheme by Russia, China, South Korea, or even Israel to ensnare U.S. officials, intelligence experts believe. Intelligence experts are becoming increasingly convinced that 6 high-end brothels in the suburbs of Boston and D.C. were set up by a foreign nation as an espionage honey trap. So, you may remember that we had a certain congressman that was found with a Chinese spy. I'll let you Google that. I'm not going to name names there either. But the mystery of which country was behind the scheme, Russia, China, Korea itself, or even Israel, are all seeing as being possibly behind the scheme. Having Koreans out front could have been a false flag to give China or another country plausible deniability if the plot unraveled, a one-time CIA senior operations officer told DailyMail.com in an exclusive interview. The brothels were raided in November, and prosecutors said they were looking to charge 28 people in Massachusetts alone. So here you have an advertisement for these young Korean ladies. And then here you have a graph showing the brothel locations over the map of Boston, the Boston area. 3 units in Cambridge, Massachusetts, another unit elsewhere in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and yet another unit elsewhere in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and then this other apartment here in Watertown, Massachusetts. Folks, this is another reason why I'm opposed to all these damn condos being built everywhere. I'm not going to do my condo rant again, but... And then here you have 2 locations in the Fairfax, Virginia, and Tysons, Virginia area. Joshua Levy, the acting U.S. attorney for the state, said his office will seek accountability for the buyers who fuel the commercial sex industry. There was no evident motive to establish the 2 cat houses in the greater Washington area, sources noted emphatically. None of the 3 defendants live anywhere near the capital, and sex workers were flown in from L.A. or Vegas. Han Lee, the alleged mastermind, Junmyung Lee, 30, and James Lee, 68, all South Korean-born U.S. nationals, were charged in November with running the sex ring. The 3 Lees are not related. Oh, shit. Singlet says, that last one looks like a temple with a rock. Yeah. The 3 Lees are not related. That's like the most racist clarification you could ever need, but we definitely need them. We definitely need it. Han and Jungmyung both live in the Boston area, so the locations of the 4 of the brothels there made sense. James lives in Torrance, a suburb of LA. Members of Congress, military officers, and national security contractors who, quote, possessed security clearances were among the steady customers at the high-end brothels run by the Ring, prosecutors say. The Ring's clients, who paid rates of up to $600 an hour, included corporate executives, professors, lawyers, and scientists. To entice customers, the Lees, I love how they're grouping the Lees. They should say Lee, and Lee, but no, the Lees allegedly set up the website whose purported purpose was helping photographers find nude female models looking for work. Investigators believe the ring had made more than $1 million by the time it was busted. The lingerie and bikini-clad models went by names such as Sexy Shoe, Venus, Tina, Yoko Triple D, and Tiffany. The last two were offered as a duo for photographers looking for a modeling twosome. None of the clients have been identified or charged so far, but they could be soon unmasked after the federal prosecutors last month announced they are seeking criminal charges. The probe into their involvement in prostitution is active and ongoing, Department of Homeland Security Special Agent Zachary Mitilski said in a court affidavit. A spokeswoman for the U.S. Attorney's Office in Boston, which is prosecuting the case, cited the same reason in declining to comment on questions about the prostitution ring, including whether the suspects had ties to foreign intelligence. Experts interviewed by Daily Mail suspect the brothel scheme was a honeypot. Twin locations where ring operators were set up shop is the first clue, a number of them said. As the country's political headquarters, Washington presents such a target-rich environment for spies. In the affidavit, investigators targeted 6 target locations where brothels were based, 4 in the Boston area and 2 in Virginia. And then here it looks like we have a schedule book showing when the clients were arriving. Now look at this. So this fascinates me. Like I would never partake in prostitution. But look, 3 clients in a 3-hour time period. Where's the shower? Is there a shower in here? Are they showering between these guys? Right? Are they cleaning off the semen? Folks, don't participate in honeypots. Luxury apartments. The surrounding area is packed with national security giants such as Lockheed, Boeing, and General Dynamics. Boston's another haven for defense contractors. Washington operations would have significantly decreased cost. Oh, wait. The ring didn't have anyone based near D.C. as far as can be determined. Suspects had to fly in and out of town with a rotating cast of sex workers, set them up in the Virginia apartments, and deal with routine business matters. From a practical standpoint, it would have been easier to simply open 2 more in Boston unless the primary goal of the ring's operators wasn't maximizing profits, but intelligence gathering. The most valuable information in Washington and Boston are government secrets, a former foreign spy who is well acquainted with honeypots told Daily Mail. If you open a prostitution business that caters to wealthy clients in those cities, you'll get a lot of people walking through the doors that have access to them. Former CIA Special Agent Nick McKinley, who now leads Deliver Fund, a nonprofit that works with law enforcement to combat human trafficking, echoed the same point. If this had been a purely cash play, massage parlors are easy to set up, have lower overhead costs, and print money, he said. But they wouldn't have pulled in affluent customers from government and national security circles. The first step for any intelligence agencies looking to recruit a foreign asset is preparing a targeting analysis to pinpoint top prospects. Those that make the final cut must have access to the desired information and a history that suggests they would betray their country if the proper incentive were offered. Folks, Sangolin86 says, these hoes have no shower. Oh, that was a bath. Yes. The brothels in Virginia were situated, blah, blah, blah. Two units had bedrooms and comfortably furnished living room areas where clients could unwind. Aspiring clients had to submit a membership application before they could book an appointment. Required documentation included government ID, phone and email contacts, employer information, and credit card records. Bizarrely, numerous political, military, and business officials provided it all without blinking an eye and proceeded to have sex in an apartment that, for all they knew, was outfitted with equipment to record audio and video. Finding idiots like this would be pure gold for an intelligence service running a honeypot, said the foreign spy. A retired CIA senior operations officer was equally flabbergasted. This is at the level of a Nigerian prince scam, she said. Ring operators would have taken precautions to ensure a prospective client wasn't actually an undercover cop, but the level of vetting of brothel members suggests the proprietors may have built a client base heavily laden with government insiders by design, not by chance. Dear Lord. Donations for Kara, or Tina, or Mimi, or Alina. GFE services, 30 minutes for 240, 60 minutes for 340 up to 2 shot, 90 minutes 540, 120 minutes 640. Is that 640,000 or $640? $640 is a fucking steal. Like that's sus right there. Nope, it's $600 per hour for sexual encounters with predominantly Asian women. Holy shit. Oh, look at this. None of the 3 suspects have known priors. The biggest mark against any of them is that James Lee received more than $500,000 in potentially fraudulent COVID relief funds. Oh, fun. In a well-executed honeypot, the women who serve as bait build personal relationships with the marks, tease out information that helps assess their weakness, and test out what they're willing to do. Folks, this just goes on and on and on. I'm trying to skim for important parts. They're suggesting it could be Russia. In 2018, Maria Butina, a red-headed Russian grad student at American University in Washington, was charged with infiltrating the Republican Party and conservative groups. Her alleged tactics included seducing NRA operative Paul Erickson and Overstock.com CEO Patrick Byrne, who later helped finance former President Donald Trump's efforts to overturn. Yeah, they really love doing. So, yeah, I have to address this now. Thank you, Demon's Wrath. Yes, I did say those are really good prices because I hear women on the internet talking about how they charge, 5 times that much. They could just be bullshitting. I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting sickened by these people. So let's go to the end. Former officer explained that if a John clicked on one of the websites to book an appointment, he could have unwittingly downloaded a tool that allowed the adversary to swipe information from the device they used. Should that be the case, the Pentagon and CIA would likely make the case that publicly disclosing what was stolen could jeopardize national security. Of course so. I'd hate to see government officials get off for that reason, but that might be the right call. Wow. So yeah, folks. So right off, the same week, we have half the internet discussing the Epstein clients. Now we have yet this other scandal that's been going on apparently since November, where we have government, military, and political figures and potentially military contractors getting honeypotted by prostitutes in Boston and DC. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. So, yeah, we need to know the Lee's client list also. Howdy to Huntsinger UK over on Rumble. Once again, we're participating in Sober January, so I'm going to be drinking water. Cheers and welcome. Good seeing you in the chat. Good seeing you in the chat. Okay, let's do this one first. Okay, so we got Queen Marguerite, Danish monarch, announces abdication live on TV. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I'll read a little bit of it and then give my opinion here. She'll formally step down on January 14th, which will be 52 years to the day since she became queen. She will leave the throne to her son, Crown Prince Frederick. The 83-year-old's the world's only reigning queen and longest-serving monarch in Europe, taking the throne after the death of her father, King Frederick. Unlike British royal tradition, there will be no formal crowning ceremony for Prince Frederick, who is 55. Instead, his accession will just be announced on that day. He will take place as King of Denmark and head of state in the country, which is a constitutional monarchy, as well as in Greenland and the Faroe Islands. His Australian-born wife, Prince Mary, will become Denmark's queen consort. So, yeah. Here's what you have. Known for her smoking habits and rejection of mobile phones. So, yeah. The Danish queen stepping down. Hunsinger says, here, I'll just bring it up on screen here. Cheers, brother. Cheers, brother. Everything in moderation, Everything in moderation. Hopefully 2023 treated you well. Happy New Year. All right, so we have that. Let's go. Okay, so now let's go to this. Let's go. Health officials in Suffolk County, New York, report whooping cough outbreak over the last month. So, just like last month, we had this whole Legionnaire's disease scare, and the media demonized all these anti-vaxxers. Now we got New York with an outbreak of whooping cough. And again, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but health officials in Suffolk County, New York are warning the public that cases of the respiratory bacterial infection called pertussis, also known as whooping cough, have been on the rise in the area. In Suffolk County, 108 cases were reported or suspected in 2023. 100 of those cases have been reported since November 28th. A spokesperson for the Suffolk County Department of Health Services told ABC News. Officials say there have been no hospitalizations to date, and this outbreak has been mostly among vaccinated children and their parents, according to a press release. The recent uptick in cases in New York serves as an important signal for health departments nationwide to ramp up monitoring and vaccinations. Dr. John Brownstein at Boston Children's Hospital, an ABC News contributor, told ABC News. So yeah, ABC News told themselves that vaccinated children still getting the disease means you need to vaccinate more children. It is not uncommon for pertussis outbreaks to impact vaccinated populations, but when it does, infections are usually milder, according to the CDC. Health officials say vaccination is still the best possible protection and prevention. We are on YouTube and we are on Facebook. So I'm just going to say, yes, the CDC does say those things. Ladies and gentlemen. Hunsiker asked if I'm going to plan on reviewing Superman for all seasons. I still haven't read it yet. I'm still working on Batman Black and White Volume 2. As soon as I'm done with Batman Black and White Volume 2, I will get to it, yes, and I will review it on the channel, probably on a Saturday. All right, so that's that. There is one last story I want to bring up. Ooh, This is perfect. It's like right at 7 o'clock. Awesome, awesome. One last story I want to bring up, and it's mostly I just want to tease. I want to make a joke. Folks, this was on CNBC yesterday. Yesterday, this was CNBC. CNBC letting us know about crypto here. Here's everyone's favorite economist, Jim Cramer, letting us know exactly what he thinks is going to happen with Bitcoin.
No, there won't be an ETF. But I do think that the people who are in it for that are going to use that as a chance to sell. But this thing is, you can't kill it.
You can't kill Bitcoin.
And the late Charlie Munger, who was so brilliant on so many things, was blind to this. Now you can say, wait a second, maybe it's all going to come
Jamie
around.
Dimon has not spared any negative words.
No, but look, I mean, it's a reality and it's a technological marvel, and I think people have to start recognizing that it's here to stay. The SEC's been against it almost the whole
Jim
time.
Kramer says Bitcoin is here to
That
stay.
every one of these is here to stay, but I do think that it's about, this is a remarkable comeback that was unexpected, except for all the bulls who turned out to be right.
Gensler does a lot of jawboning.
Didn't work. No.
Okay. So that was Jim Cramer yesterday. What do you think's happened in the ensuing 24 hours? Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer can kill any investment just by believing in it. The inverse Cramer strikes again. In the last 24 hours, Bitcoin went from 45,000 to 42,000. 5% drop in one day. It's gaining little by little. But who knows? Who knows where it's going to be tomorrow? But Jim Cramer, in all of his wisdom, on his show, told everyone Bitcoin is here to stay. And here we go. Now we have a crash in Bitcoin. Well, I think that's going to be it for my show today. Definitely check me out this Saturday, 6 p.m. Central, right here, wherever you're watching me, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Rumble. And check me out at any of the links down in the description, the social media all over there. You can find me on any of those platforms. You can always find me hanging out over in Rekida's locals chat. So yeah, there's lots of ways to get a hold of me. Go find me ranting about scantily clad women on X. But yeah, until then, please do me a favor. Click that like button. Click the follow button if you haven't done so. And I will catch you next time. Until then, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention the JFK thing. I have not yet talked to Sally if we can squeeze it in this week. If she's unavailable the next 2 weeks, I may do it next week by myself if I have to. But I will continue the JFK series, so keep an eye out. That will be on the horizon. And I'm also thinking about potentially doing other documentaries on Fridays. So definitely like, follow, subscribe, whatever you're doing. Catch you next time. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Outlast the haters. Don't get any on you. And if you do, rub that shit in real good. I'll catch you next time on Mild's Culture Plate. Goodbye, everybody.